You, me, and HIFMB. Stories of Science and the Sea.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of the HIFMB podcast. In this episode I talked to Sharlene Fechter, a master's student who works with us here at the Marine Governance Group and is responsible for some administrative tasks, which one of the most important ones is actually translating administrative things from German to English, because we have many people in our institute who don't speak German. And administrative things in Germany are often not in English and they need to be translated. So that's one big task. I also chat with her about the politics that go on whilst establishing a marine protected area in Antarctica. The challenges that go along with that, and the challenges with identifying stakeholders over there and making a survey and analyzing it. That's our master's thesis. We chat about future PhD life and the challenges of being a young mother in an early career of science. I give you Sharlene Fechter. Enjoy. Hey everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the HIFMB podcast. And today I have Sharlene Fechter for you.
Hi, Jan.
Our master student. Hey, what do you do at HIFMB?
Hi. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I am a master's student at the University of Oldenburg,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing my master in marine science. And I'm also the student assistant of the Marine Governance Group at the HIFMB.
Mm-hmm. For Kim's group.
Exactly, for
Yeah.
Kimberly Peters.
Yeah, who has been on the podcast before. What do you do for the group, or what's your role?
I mainly do administration and translation work mainly for the PhD students or the postdocs who are not Germans.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a lot for Kim, like personal stuff or also like administration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I bet that translation stuff, that's important for non-German postdocs.
Oh yes. You have no idea. I didn't know, but in Germany, especially the administration stuff is mostly in German, and not German speakers have many problems to get through all the documents, and
we're a bit behind in that sense in Germany.
Yes.
So really important role. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it's great actually. I love working with all the people and getting to know them, and it's great. And also have the chance to get to know their research and talk about their research. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And talking about your own research, you also do your master's thesis here, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
your master's research. Sweet. What do you do?
I'm doing a stakeholder analysis in the Weddel Sea in Antarctica, which is focused on the CAMLA Marine Protected Area proposal.
What does that stand for? CAMLA?
CAMLA is the Convention for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, which means they are responsible for all the political stuff going on in the Southern Ocean, not on Antarctica itself, on the continent, but on the Southern Ocean, especially marine protected area management.
Mm-hmm. And so to situate that a little bit in geography, so the Southern Ocean is the ocean surrounding Antarctica?
Yes.
Okay, and the Weddel Sea is a tiny part of that?
Yeah, the Weddel Sea is close to the the South American continent, situated at the Antarctic Peninsula. And this is the Weddel Sea area.
Mm-hmm. And you are working on or with the stakeholders there?
Yes, I am actually finding out who are the stakeholders there and what are their interests in the Weddel Sea.
Okay.
Because there is CAMLA tries to implement a marine protected area in this region, but has some problems to actually reach a consensus.
Right, so there is no MPA there?
No,
currently?
there's no MPA,
Okay.
and they try to get an MPA for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
And they are not reaching any consensus because there are too many stakeholders which are not identified yet, who have different interests like fishing, tourism, and scientific research, and like everybody wants a piece of the cake actually.
Yeah.
And now it's my turn to find out who are those stakeholders and what are their interests.
Okay. And can you give an example who they are? Like researchers from different countries or
yeah. So
institutions?
the CAMLR has 54 parties, and there are different bodies. Like there are governmental bodies who are interested, non-governmental organizations, also scientific research institutes with focus on environmental or fisheries research, and fisheries, of course. They want to fish in the Weddel Sea.
Yeah.
And
Toothfish, right?
yeah, especially toothfish.
Yeah.
And tourism as well. So yeah, there are a lot stakeholders who are involved there and who might have different interests.
So historically, this kind of developed by itself, and then afterwards they tried to put like a political structure to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's a bit messy, I think.
Because Antarctica and the Southern Ocean is not related to any country. It's very difficult to regulate the political matters.
Yeah, right. So Antarctica is like territory-wise split between different countries, like Argentina, New Zealand.
Many countries claim the territory for the future, in case there's any time Antarctica is splitted.
Yeah.
And this is why many countries have interest and say, hey, we want a piece of the cake. We want to fish in the future in the Weddel Sea. So this is why we do not want an MPA, because if there's an MPA, they have no chance to do their own
that's right.
stuff.
Who would enforce it though? The MPA? Would it be the individual nations in enforcing it? Or?
The parties who signed the convention of CAMLR, they have to reach consensus, so everybody has to say, okay, we want to create an MPA.
Right. So this is kind of like the EU. When one member state says no, then
exactly.
We don't have it.
And in the past, they almost reached consensus, but 2 states said no, because maybe we want to fish there anyway.
Which ones?
Russia and China.
Ah, okay.
So I'm trying hard to reach out to Russia at the moment, which is very difficult, of course. I couldn't find any contact yet, but I've had some contacts to China and other nations who are mainly in fishing. So
how do you did you work on this project before the Ukraine war started, or
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So before that you had contacts to Russia?
No,
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not to Russia.
Okay. And how do you contact these stakeholders? Like where did you find them?
Well, the first part was to actually identify them. That was quite hard.
How do you do that?
I mainly went through secondary literature and online research, and had a look like who is involved in Antarctica matters. And then because I'm working with Thomas Bray from the AVI, and he is the head of the scientific committee of CAMLR from the German delegation. And he had very good contacts to the CAMLR members, and he helped me out with some contacts. But I also went through the participation lists of the meetings from CAMLR, and
Okay, and that's how you identify them, and then
that's how I identified them. How I found contact information, and then I just wrote them emails.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was just annoying them and sending them emails regularly.
Yeah.
And I also posted my research on Twitter, which is also very good, because I just tagged some non-governmental organizations, and they retweeted the post, and this was also very great.
Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of pickup through Twitter.
Yeah.
So your research, the core of your research is like a survey, right?
I'm doing an online survey.
And like that pickup was really good, right?
Yeah. I reached out to 85 from my list, and I have reached 50%, so 42 already participated in the online survey, which is great. And
nice, yeah.
They also had the chance to do some free text comments in the survey, and they did very well. And now I'm on my way to analyze the results, and so far I'm very happy with the results.
Can you tell us a bit about the questions, or is that still?
No, I can. I'm mainly asking about their opinions about MPAs in general, if this is a effective conservation tool, and then if they think it is, if it's also a good tool in Antarctic waters, because Antarctica is like international and actually empty of stakeholders, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then I asked them if they are interested in the Weddel Sea specific, and what are their interests there.
Okay. And conservation, you mean with regards to biodiversity, or conservation in general, or?
Yes, especially in conservation of ecology and So MPAs are separated in different zones. So sometimes you have zones where fishing is allowed, and sometimes you have some where it's not.
Yeah.
So this is like the main conservation is about not fishing and like doing nothing to the ecology.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what they're trying to reach a consensus on.
They're trying to. There are different zones, so.
Okay, right. That's the proposal anyway. What do you think? Will it ever be established, or?
I hope so. At the moment there are 2 MPAs in the Antarctic waters, which is the South Orkney MPA and the Weddel Sea MPA. Those were actually very hard to implement, same as in the Weddel Sea. And I hope that in the next Kamala meeting that they reach consensus on this, which is in November this year.
Big year.
But I think because Russia is, I don't know if they are participating or not this year. I don't know if, this has a chance to, get implemented or not.
Okay.
So,
and then, so for surveys in general, I'm trying to do a survey, or with 2 of my students, I'm trying to do a survey myself right now, but I've never done one. Can you chat a bit about how you analyze it, and then some of your findings so far?
Yeah. I am doing open and close coding by hand, and also by NVivo, the software.
Okay. We're using Qualitrix. Is that?
I think it's similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Might be. But first I am doing it by hand, which is very old-fashioned, as Kim would say. But she showed me how to do it, and I think it's a good way to do it, to get to know your results, to really get to know what the words are.
Yeah.
And I'm going through it and see what is the main opinion on Antarctic MPAs and what the interests are, and then I try to map stakeholder interests and see what are the main interests, and then I can,
How do you map them, in like a mind map, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will mind map the interest, and I will also map the participating countries, because they are really from every continent now.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is great. I reached like every continent except Russia.
Yeah.
But it's very good to know that everyone is interested in it and want to have a voice.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you've had such good pickup, like 50%, that's massive.
That's for an island survey, it's very good, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm still hoping that there will come in some more results. I just sent out some emails today.
Okay.
To some sectors that I'm missing. I'm missing some from the tourism, and I want to know more from the fishing industries. I think I just have 1 or 2 responses from fishing, and I hope that some of them will also participate in the survey. Yeah,
where do most of your participants come from? Is it mostly scientific, or
it's
NGOs?
NGOs, governmental organizations, and scientific institutes with ecology research or fisheries.
And
research.
Tourism, I had no idea that there's tourism going on in the Antarctic.
Yeah, it is actually a lot.
Yeah?
There's one main body who is regulating everything is the IAATO,
Okay.
And there, this is like a coalition of every tourism organization in Antarctica, and there are a lot actually. And yeah, I still try to reach them, and I hope I will.
But let me guess, what's the? Is it the International Association of Antarctic Tourism?
Yes.
Organization.
Organization, yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Okay. Sweet. And so that's still ongoing. Like how long will the survey be open for?
1 month now.
From now on, 1 more month? Cool.
So then it was online for 2 months.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I actually wanted to have the results by now, so I wanted to let it run for 4 weeks, but now because I'm still missing some important sectors, I will just let it run and
okay.
See what's coming in.
All right, okay. Massive. And then that's going to be your master's thesis that you have to submit when?
I have to submit it mid of September, but I want to submit it with start of August because I want to apply for a PhD in Australia.
Oh yeah, let's chat about that. Let's go to the CV part of this. That's much more interesting. So Australia, what's there for you? Why Australia?
Australia is like my home of heart.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, it is. I've been there in my bachelor's degree in 2016 and 17 and did a study abroad there, and since then I cannot change but be in love with Australia. I don't know. It's like I've been there and it's my purpose to be there.
Yeah, what is it about Australia? Is it the people or the...
It's everything. It's the people, it's the nature, it's the calmness. It's just, it's the sea. You have the open sea everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm totally a nature person, so I love to be out in the nature. And I've got the feeling in Germany you're always in the city. You're not really in the nature.
Yeah.
And I think in Australia you're like every time you just go out and drive 30 minutes and you're out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
It's perfect. And so it's my plan to apply for a PhD in Australia, and I hope I can get it.
Yeah. So and you applied mainly in Brisbane, you said, right?
I am applying for 3 PhD projects which are in Brisbane. So I didn't want to go to Brisbane, but the projects that I found are just incredible, and they are all in Brisbane.
Yeah, but University of Queensland or?
Different.
Okay.
I'm applying at the Griffith University, University of Queensland, and Queensland University of Technology. So.
All right.
I'm
Brisbane
very excited.
Bound.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a very big fan of Perth. So
you've been to Perth, right?
I've been to Perth in my study, and I'm just so in love with Perth. Yeah. I think it's a great city, and it's not so full of people, but still have a lot of nature and a good infrastructure, and But I will see how Brisbane is.
Yeah, exactly. So you've never been to Brisbane before, or to the East Coast?
Yeah, just for like travel.
Right. Okay. So you've seen a lot of Australia.
I've seen a lot of Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know where I'm going.
Yeah. But Western Australia would be for you as well, or?
Yeah, that would be my priority.
Oh, right.
Choice.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
A friend of mine is from Victoria, so from Melbourne, and he always said that WA, so Western Australia, stands for wait a while, because everything takes longer in Western Australia.
Yeah, that's true, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they're just very chilled and relaxed and not so, I don't know how to say it.
I think you said it very well.
Yeah.
Cool. And also, like, I just saw your Twitter, what is it? Instagram and website handle. It's like Sharlene's MPA.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Yeah, I think it's a great. I was searching for a name, and I thought like, okay, maybe I just write like, it's my MPA, so it's my protected area. So yeah, that's great.
Did you set it up during your masters? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Sweet. Okay, and so you mentioned you did a study abroad in your bachelor's in Australia, but you didn't do your bachelor's entirely in Australia.
No, I just I did my bachelor's at the University of Applied Science in Bremen, and I did environmental engineering.
Okay.
So But then when I did my study abroad, I mainly did marine biology and marine protected area management. And then I just fell in love with marine science and couldn't change but do my master's in marine science.
Yeah, exactly. That's so that's where the MPA interest comes from as well?
Yeah. So, I just like the idea of the ocean being a place which is just protected from everything.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. And then after that, you started your master's here or at University of Oldenburg?
Genau.
Yeah.
Oh.
Genau.
Sorry.
Okay, and you mentioned before that you got in touch with the German delegation, but you're also a member of the German delegation of is it Antarctica? No.
From Camilla.
Camera, yeah. CCAMLR.
Yes. Thomas Bray, my second supervisor, who is the head of the German delegation from the scientific committee, brought me into it, and so I have the possibility to get documents from the Camilla and to have contacts to Camilla.
But that's pretty big, no? To be like a member of the German delegation.
Yes, I think it's a big thing, and I didn't think that I could do this. And I'm also I could also visit the Camilla meetings if I would like to.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing.
Would you like to?
I would, but I don't think I can.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've worked on a bunch of different research projects before during your studies, and one of them I think was with Lucy Kuczynski.
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
Kuczynski, I think she would say. I don't know. She's
I
French.
Kuczynski. I would say Kuczynski.
Okay.
I worked with Lucy on a research project about tropicalization, and I have worked with 2 different data sets, or actually 3 now, and I'm still working on this. I've worked with the reef fish time, which is mainly about reef fish in Europe, what I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm working with now with Lucy actually on like a side project. It's
that's
like
great.
Lowest priority.
That's great, yeah. And we also had the macrozoobenthos in the Weddel Sea dataset and the biotime dataset, which is the big one. Yeah,
that Weddel Sea data is funny. That Weddel Sea dataset I harmonized as well from I got it from our stakeholders, then harmonized it, and then it's still not great.
Yeah. Well, we try to do the best with it.
Yeah.
I work with another friend of mine, like Eva Reufer, and who is doing her PhD in Finland now. And we still work on this, and we still want to try to publish our results from this. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, will be great. It was a great project, actually. We did a lot with programming with R.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you trying to find out?
We try to find out if there is a tropicalization process going on.
Right. In both the macrozoobenthos and the fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
If climate change leads them to change their communities and the distribution.
And does it? Do you know yet?
No, I don't know yet.
Okay.
Well, I think I still we still work on this, but we have like a feeling what is the outcome.
Yeah.
But you will see in the paper, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pumped for it. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Watch this space. But you also did a policy research project on like Australian law.
Yeah. I did a little research project with Dr. David Seif from the Law Institute from the university. And we tried to to find out if the Australian law has MARPOL law implemented. So it was mainly about marine pollution from ships.
Okay.
And the MARPOL is like an international convention.
Does that stand for marine policy or marine pollution?
Marine pollution.
Pollution, okay. Okay, so through all your research projects, you've developed quite a good skill set, right? In R coding, in a little bit of law, marine pollution, not policy, marine pollution, and then modeling and survey results. So quite versed.
I think I did some good skills during my studies.
So those PhD projects, will they be quite, because this is quite interdisciplinary, right? Do you see yourself there in the future?
I see myself between natural, like marine science, and social science. I like being in the middle of this, like being in between those disciplines, because I think it is important to have like ecological researchers, but also social researchers. But what is with in between? Like if you're, I mainly want to focus on marine social science.
Yeah.
So what does the ocean bring us for us humans, and what do we humans bring for the ocean?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You had a good institute for that, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and in your CV, you were very open, I think, about your personal life and about your personal challenges. I think that's very brave, first of all, to read this and then to talk about it if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, give us a little bit of the inside scoop if you like.
Last year I gave birth to my daughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's her name?
Ida.
Ida, okay.
She just turned 1 in May, and I thought that being a mother would just stop me from my career and from my plans, but then I realized that being a mother is not something that stops you but motivates you, because now she's here, and I know that the future will get worse if nobody's here doing something about it.
Yeah.
So being a scientist and being somebody in academic and somebody who is trying to change things in the world are very important, especially now when I know she would have a bad future if I wouldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, nice.
So I think it's good to be a mother and to be a scientist.
Yeah, I think that perspective is rarely heard, and it's very, like I said, very brave of you to voice that.
It's quite hard actually.
Yeah.
To do both, to be a full-time mother and to do the research that I'm doing, and
I can't imagine.
But I have a very good family, and I have a very great husband who's supporting me in every single thing that he can. So and also when I'm doing my PhD, which I'm planning to do, he just said he will stay home with a child, and I will do my PhD and I can work on my career, because he says what I'm doing is so much more important than the things he's doing.
Oh yeah.
That's great, but you have to have this support, otherwise you're not able to do anything.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, you think without the support you wouldn't be able to?
No,
okay.
I wouldn't. If I would just be a mother and the husband would just go for work and do the money things, I couldn't do anything like this.
Yeah.
But I am happy.
Yeah.
I am happy to have this support.
Were you in your master's when you gave birth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in the middle of another master's project, which I just changed because I wanted to do something with Kim in marine governance. And but I am also happy that, for example, Kim is very supportive.
Yeah.
And
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, like you heard in the I think 3rd episode of the podcast, she is pretty supportive.
Yeah.
Good character.
I love her. She's so great. Really, she's the best supervisor that I've ever met, and she's such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, so we're already at the 30-minute mark now, and is there anything you would like to add or anything we haven't highlighted that you want to highlight?
I think I wanted to say that it's great to have this podcast with you. When I got to know your podcast, and I heard it, and I just thought it's for like big persons, for like professors, for doctors or PhD students, and now I'm sitting here as a little master student.
Oh, you're not that little. I think you've got a really good skill set that will translate nicely into your PhD.
Yeah. Thank you. It's just great to be here and to talk about it, and definitely watch. So to the listeners, everybody who's listening, definitely watch the space for the publications coming up. There's at least 2, and all the best of luck with
your studies and your PhD in Australia.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully
Perth, maybe Brisbane, who knows?
Yeah, who knows, but at least Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Want to dive deeper? Surf over to hifmb.de or follow us on Twitter at hifmb_OL.